Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your Mercury Retrograde reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I am using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, feeling yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right, let's let the bulls sing. As we see what the tarot has to say. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Angels, and spirit guides. This one right here. Show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Let me just move my camera a bit for you all so that you can see better. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's see what your chakra energy has to say. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. I left because the third chakra was the first one to turn itself over. Mercury is all about communications, and it kind of dances chaotically through our communications when Mercury is in retrograde. So right here you have truth. Truth will balance you. Truth will balance you passion-wise and emotionally, okay, with the water and with the fire. There is a sense of knowing your truth, of knowing what it is that you desire, what it is that you want, and what it is that you need from your life, your soul, and yourself, and moving forward in that powerful understanding. You're going to find that speaking the truth, living your truth, doing your best. It's not saying like every now and then you can't have a little white lie, but it is saying that as you kind of move forward in the truth of your being, of the truth of your understanding, things become more balanced. It's saying, you know what, world, this is me. And during a Mercury retrograde, we can so easily hide who we are or get confuddled and confused and start speaking what everybody else is saying and lose who we are. So that truth is going to be kind of your golden light during this time. And then we have the I Am presence, which is my absolute favorite card in the chakra deck. And so here, this is I am. This is your crown chakra. This is I am. I am blessed. I am powerful. I am enough. Right? I am crowned beautifully, harmoniously, and bountifully in my blessings, in my gorgeousness, in my glory. Or it's I'm a failure. I'm overwhelmed. I'm sad. I'm never going to get there. And it's my crown is broken. Picture yourself being presented, okay, with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful box. In it lays your crown. Is it tarnished? When that box is opened up, when that crown is revealed, is it a tarnished, broken crown? Or is it a beautiful, bold crown? It can be something very subtle. It could be a little circlet, that you wear around the head. But just astoundingly you, astoundingly powerful, astoundingly graceful. Look at your crown. Because the I am presence is boiling life down to I am enough. I might feel overwhelmed. I might feel out of my depth. I might feel as if I can't. But I am enough. I am power. I am grace. I am beauty. I am understanding. And I am enough to move me forward out of the sorrow of this moment, to claim my strength within this moment, to move me forward. And I will always be enough for every single situation because divinity did not make a mistake when I was created. I am enough. Psychic development. Third eye chakra opening up for you, Capricorn. Right? This is a sense of having excellent intuition. But because Mercury retrograde gets things muddled, okay, you're going to start doubting your intuition, yourself, the way that you're moving forward, what it is that you desire. So here, it is going to be very important to trust what you are feeling, how you see things for yourself and your soul, and to really let yourself be open to the development of what can't always be explained, your psychic development or the faith in that development being guided to you by your angels. Now, the right-hand side is your inner self. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena. So we're starting off with the Three of Pentacles. Your hard work paying off. Prosperity coming in, this light shining down on you. The Six of Wands, it's time to start to celebrate yourself. It really is. It leads you to the Four of Swords. You need to kind of step back and rest because you've been through battles, you've been through wars, you've been through heartbreaks and pains and disappointments, and you are slowly and steadily moving forward in prosperity. Now, when you have been through heartbreaks, pains, and disappointments, there can be a time where it's like, I just need to be safe here on this earthly plane. Now, you're represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana. You're represented by the Devil in the major arcana. You're coming through here as the Knight, as the defender. But make sure that what you are defending is really planting your seeds of greatness and not getting confused with what everybody else desires. Really give yourself homage and honor for everything that you have been through within your life. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, patience. Because the Ace of Cups comes God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, comes and hands you a gift of love, of caring, of harmony, of beauty. It washes over you. Then you have a Sagittarius energy, right? Time frame November 22nd to December 21st. Very powerful if you're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, right? This is a sense of your waters running very deep. But yeah, and your curiosity being moved forward emotionally. And then you have the King of Swords. You are slaying the dragons that have held you back. You are embracing your prosperity, the essence of you, to move forward and slay what has kept your heart from really embracing what you want and what you desire in life. The Nine of Swords in the public arena, worries, doubts, fears, nightmares. Nightmares keeping you awake at night, excuse me, doubting the way that you are moving forward. You then have the Page of Cups, so you are definitely taking this gift of loving, healing energy. It makes you a student. It gives you inspiration in the most unlikely of places. The Eight of Wands, things start moving forward in a way that you cannot always control, but in a way that really does guide you towards something more. And then the world opens up to you. It opens up to you in a way, again, it's like you hadn't expected it. It's like all of a sudden things start to open. You start to see more clearly, more. It can even be a little bit more objectively towards what you want. It's like, oh, that's it. And doors that you thought were barred to you become open. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Now these are the people who are going to be aiding you during this time. And we first have Justice. This is Libra energy, and this is the beginning of Mercury retrograde. All right, Mercury retrograde begins in Libra and it ends in Scorpio. There's justice coming in, there's cutting through doubts and fears, there's finding that balance, and that balance for you during this time, during this time, Capricorn, comes from truth. Don't get so caught up in things that it can only be like it all has to be just, or else it's just outrage all the time, because people have their own way of seeing and interpreting things. And if you look for justice in people's eyes, it's not always going to be the same as you yourself see it. So this is going to be a person who really inspires you to stay balanced within your truth, to cut through the doubts and the fears that hold you back, and claim the beauty, the bounty, and the understanding that is quite definitely yours and quite definitely powering you during this time. It then leads you to the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is an earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. This is going to be a person whose vibrational energy, because they are earth signs and you are earth signs, you really get along with what they're saying. It's kind of like the groundedness for which they are helping you move forward, the way that they are looking at things, the way that you are looking at things. You're going to find that there's this connection there. This is going to be a person who is very comfortable doing things behind the scenes, operating behind the scenes, looking at the greater picture, the greater understanding of life that is a little bit hidden at times, is what Spirit is saying. And there is a sense here of them helping you see connections that you hadn't seen before. And remember, with these people who aid us, and also later on with the people we have to be mindful of, these don't have to be people we know in real life. Their works can affect us through any form of media, through any form of just kind of their words, their ideas getting into our minds. And then we have the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, strong Libra presence here most definitely. This is a person who's going to come off a little bit haughty at first. Maybe even a bit like a know-it-all, or a bit distant and different, than you're used to. But the thing is she's completely in her element of air. And so this is going to be a person who helps you see with a malleability, this sense, and I do apologize for my dogs, this sense of, kind of moving through the cracks. Just like, so when you have dirt in a packaging, and I'm just thinking of like a little plant wrapped up, like let's say you ordered a plant in the mail, and it comes to you and the dirt kind of gets everywhere. Well, the air can blow it everywhere. So you can get to nooks and crannies, but air can move you through the nooks and crannies so much more easily. And this is going to be a new way of looking at things. This is going to be a new sense of understanding. This is going to be more. And it's like, oh, I didn't see it that way before. And this is a person who helps you see things, who kind of takes your mind on a bit of a journey. And we start here with the Three of Pentacles in your personal line, in your inner self. And it's your hard work, your passion, your dedication, your power, your purpose. It's shining a light down on you. It's helping you see things. People are going to try and take credit for what you have worked so hard at and so hard with. What you've given so much time, effort, and energy to, knowing that you have sculpted this, knowing that you are the craftsman of the way that you are moving forward in the prosperity of this world, and the way that you are embracing your passion, your power, your beauty, your soul is going to be something very important for you during this time, because you can start doubting things. You do have the battles that you have been through, and the mind can sit there and say, you know what, the battles that I have been through is not worth the time that I've put into everything. It's like I always seem to be, 5 steps behind. And this is going to be a time where you're seeing a shift happening. And it's the shift happening mainly within the mind and the way that you see things, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you're moving yourself forward. And this is saying here, you know what? I am achieving something so much greater than I had realized. And yes, I have setbacks, okay? But if we knew, and I mean this with the utmost sincerity of soul here, if we knew the hardships that every single person on this earth was going through, it would put ours into perspective. It would make the burdens that we carry not seem so terribly heavy, if we learned of the emotional journey of each person. And yes, some people will sit there and will look at it and be like, oh, that's their problem. But with others, you'd sit there and your jaw would be on the floor. It'd be like, that's what you went through. Oh my goodness. So here, it's knowing that all things are relative, most definitely. But it's also being able to celebrate yourself. It's like what did Plato say? Be kind, for the man next to you is carrying a heavy burden, or a heavier burden, that's it. So that's what he was saying. Be kind. You do not know the burden carried by the person standing next to you. And he was born, 400 BCE? Okay? So, 400 years before the Common Era. And it was true then. And it is still true today. And now it is time to celebrate ourselves as we work hard, as we let this light shine down on us. Not letting other people take, not responsibility, but, claim. Yeah, take responsibility for our hard work that's come out right, our dedication, our passion, our beauty, our brilliance. And it leads us to then being able to celebrate ourselves as we move forward. That's going to be so important for you. Speaking your truth, and speaking your truth in celebration of you, is going to be a fantastic thing, a powerful thing, and a noteworthy thing during this time. Because we can look at ourselves and everything that we've done, and a lot of times we sit there and go, oh, that's all you did? I can't believe you didn't stick to your diet, or you took a nap, or you didn't get everything done that you were going to do. And we berate ourselves in the most vicious of ways, instead of saying, well done. Well done for what you did today. It may not have been everything that you wanted to do. And there may be so much more to incorporate into the beauty of your existence. But well done for today. Because the best way I can describe the Six of Wands is a boss, right? The Six of Wands is like a boss. When you have a boss that builds you up, that says, you know what, great job, that compliments you on your strengths, that sees things, that connects things, you work harder for that person. If you have a boss who always criticizes, who's always angry, who always nitpicks, who speaks over you when you're, trying to, help them out or say something, you don't work hard for that boss at all. Actually, you can really wind up resenting and then feeling like, you know what, I can just walk out. It does not matter. So here, it's like, what type of boss are you for you, Capricorn? Are you building yourself up? Are you the type of person that in your soul, you're like, yeah, I can go after it. I can get it because I know I believe in me. Or are you the person who will point out your flaws anyway? It's like, no matter how hard you try, you'll never meet up to these unreasonable expectations. What is your I am presence, and how are you celebrating it within your life? Because this is doing a shift to have the loving grace of divinity come over you, wash over you, move you forward in prosperity, in abundance, in brilliance, and in truth. And with the Four of Swords, you're looking at the hardships, the pains, the disappointments that you have been through. And you are saying, you know what? I have to honor myself for having walked through the nightmares. Because there is a part of you here, Capricorn, especially during Mercury Retrograde, where everything gets muddled. Everything can get mucked up. You're just sitting there and you're like, oh man. And you're looking at the truth of what you desire. You're looking at the place that you need to be. And it's not paying homage to everything that you have walked through. everything that you have experienced, every hardship, every pain, and every disappointment, and say, I'm still standing. I'm still moving forward. I'm still a good person. That's a huge thing. Or I'm still on that road to living in that kindness, to living in that compassion, to living in that beautiful truth. And then it leads you here as you give yourself homage, as you rest, as you take it in, as you let things settle within your mind instead of pushing and pushing and pushing. It leads you to the Knight of Pentacles. It leads you to you being a defender of your prosperity, of your bounty, of what you desire from life, of the way that you want to move forward. It has you looking at things more openly and more honestly for yourself. It has you looking at you more openly and more honestly. It's looking at the seeds that you are planting, and it's saying, why? Why plant this seed in my garden? Right? Think of your garden, right? And let's just say we're planting vegetable gardens. What do you like to eat? What is it that you would plant in your garden that you absolutely love eating? In contrast to planting a garden full of foods that you don't like, For me, I love tomatoes, right? So my garden would be full of tomatoes. I do not like Brussels sprouts at all. I just don't. So I wouldn't have them in my garden. Why would I? So here, it's like looking at things. And it's saying, okay, well, what do you enjoy? What seeds are you planting in your garden to make something lush and beautiful for you? Now, there could be a person, right next to you that hates tomatoes and absolutely loves Brussels sprouts. So there would be that contrast. But here, it's looking and it's saying what is right for you. And then slowly and steadily moving forward in that truth, moving forward in that blessing, moving forward in that understanding. Because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. And then as we have the slowest moving knight, so you can be getting frustrated inwardly with, looking at everything that you have done, but also things not moving as quickly as we would like them to. Remember, things happen in divine timing, not in our timing. And it gets frustrating because, we want things as human beings. We want it yesterday. It'd be so much better to have it yesterday. But divinity says, move forward slowly. Savor what is given to you. Look at the contrast of what is all around you. And be patient. Because here you have the Seven of Pentacles. Be patient. It is happening in divine timing. And your heart has to come to terms with that. It can be something that we're constantly in battle with. Our time. And we have these timelines in our heads. It's like, oh, this will happen at this time. That will happen at that time. My life will be perfect. Everything will be great. And letting yourself kind of step back and say, I give it in the hands of divinity. It will happen in divine timing. And my life does not have to be the way the world says it should be. This is what happiness looks like, exhibit A. This is what, a family looks like, exhibit A. This is what, knowledge looks like, exhibit A. It can be so much more than you had anticipated. And so taking off the constraints that our society, our world puts us in, and saying, okay, I'm willing to step back and know that the fruit that comes to me, the fruit of my labors, the fruit that I've planted, the vegetables, when they are ripe, they will taste so much better than saying, okay, they're ripe now, and they're not. And so here, it is really having that beauty come into your life, because there is a sense of stepping back just a little bit and knowing that at times, time is controlled by, and not at times, but time is controlled by a greater force than we could ever know. And coming to peace with that is a beautiful thing. And it leads you to the Ace of Cups. It leads you to God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, washing over you, having these beautiful waters, this beautiful light wash over you. And it stirs up the emotions. You will find Capricorn, this Mercury retrograde, to be astoundingly emotionally intense, right? That's why you have to hold on to your truth and your I am presence and that psychic development, that knowing that life is more than, and you are developing more than you had seen before, okay? Or in a way that you hadn't really understood before. And it's opening up a door to you. It's opening up a brilliance to you. It's a calming waters and a powerful truth. And as you move forward in this, you're washing away the doubts, the fears, the angers, the upsets. You're washing away, a lot of the negativity that we carry within ourselves. Now, does it mean it's gone forever? No, it doesn't. We're human beings. We take it back rather quickly. But it does mean that we're purging ourselves of it so it doesn't hold on as deeply as it once did. And as we purge, we empower. And you will find that the waters, as they wash over you, tears can come very easily during this time. But there's a lightening of the heart. There's an embracing of the soul. And there's a lightening of your throat chakra, moving into your heart chakra, which is going to be really quite beautiful for you. And it's as you claim this power within yourself. It's like, I am. And you stand in this power, and you stand in this brilliance, and you stand in this truth. And then you realize, that's exactly where I'm heading. That's exactly what I want. I am so much more than I had realized. And it leads you to the Sagittarius energy. Now, this is the Temperance card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It leads you to a balance. It leads you to a truth. It leads you to a deeper understanding. And it leads you to a sense of a coming to peace within yourself. Again, the waters do run deep. And you can at times be swept away by your emotions, only to be grounded and gain a better understanding of what you want and what you need and where you're headed. And so temperance comes in, balance comes in, and you move forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated for yourself, and in a way that balances things so much more. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this woman here is pouring, well, not this woman exactly, but an angel, a woman is pouring water into a cup. The water is never lessening as they pour. It is always bringing knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And if you've ever poured water from one cup to another, you will know that you lose a bit of it each time. But that's not true here with temperance. It's like, no, you find that the waters of the day go into the waters of the night, and the waters of the night go into the waters of the day. And this becomes an eternity of healing, of cleansing, of understanding, of passion, of beauty, of truth, of inquiry. And it leads you in a direction that is more suited for your soul, yourself, and your empowerment. It then brings you to the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords in the heart line, this is the heart and the mind coming together. And this is so important because our hearts are so powerful. I am of the firm belief that we are emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we have to listen to our hearts. But also, we want to listen to our minds. We don't want to be completely emotional and completely irrational. But we can't be completely rational either, because then the chaos builds inside us in a different way. And we want things to be balanced. And so here, with the King of Swords and with this imagery right here, with the man slaying the dragon. Dragons, if you kind of break them apart, instead of being these giant serpents, which is scary enough. That's one of the reasons they claim that we have such good eyesight, because we had to see the literal snake in the grass so that we wouldn't tread upon it and be bitten and die of poison, right? So here, there is that sense of defeating a giant snake in the grass, of defeating a giant, taker away of the beauty, of the brilliance of life. But also, if you look at folklores and mythologies, with the dragon, it hoards away treasure. It takes what we most value, and instead of using it to its potential, it sits upon it and says, it's mine. And so here, there is a sense of slaying the dragon that kept us and that keeps us from the beauty that is inside of us, from the treasure that is a part of us. And as we slay that dragon, we learn our truths, and we see the power that we have and that we can yield within our lives. And that brings us to the Nine of Swords in the public arena. It kind of freaks us out. It really does. It's like, oh my gosh, this becomes overwhelming. If I've just slayed the dragons, if I've just slayed what was keeping me back, was keeping me held back, and I claimed the power of my mind, I claimed the power of my truth, I see things more openly, more honestly, I embrace this warrior king mentality, then what I fear, I can conquer. But what I fear, I have to face. And this is the nightmares coming to the forefront. This is being tested at times. This is looking at things more openly and more honestly for yourself, for what you desire, what you need, where you're headed. Looking at things and saying, what is me? Who am I? Where do I want to be? This is worry, doubt, and fear. And this can be falling into worry, doubt, and fear and nightmares. Worry, doubt, and fear and nightmares. It can be robbing your sleep. It could be working on something so intensely and putting so much pressure upon yourself that it drains away your energy, your purpose just a bit. So here, it could be exhaustion. It could be just a sense of exhaustion, not having good night's sleeps, being too worried about things. And the world has given us plenty to be worried about. So here, it's like a needing to step into this place where we know with our eye and presence that there is bounty and there is brilliance to us. And that sometimes we just have to look at things completely differently, because you're going to be finding inspiration and it's going to warm your heart and move you forward in the most unlikely ways and in the most unlikely places. It's like, oh, okay. It's, and you might, what Spirit is saying is that you might be having a conversation with somebody. You might be looking at things, and all of a sudden you start to see it differently. You start to see the world around you differently. You start to see you differently. You start to look at what you desire from life differently. And you become a student now of your emotions, of how those emotions play in the public arena, what you truly desire, where you want to be, what you're looking at and what you're looking for. And it moves things. It moves things really rather quickly for you. Right? It also connects you with water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So the Scorpio energy during this Mercury retrograde also has an intense impact on you. It brings you more to the student stage, this place of seeing the in-betweens of things, and it moves you forward in a way where it's like, ready or not, here it comes. A change is coming. You are moving forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated, in a way that you hadn't expected, but in a way that seriously does open up doors for you more beautifully, more profoundly, and more honestly than you had realized. And again, it's like, ready or not, here it comes. And it leads you to seeing that doors that were once closed, truths that were once barred from you start to open. It brings you to a sense of power, of brilliance, of understanding. It brings you to the world. And the world starts to open to you when you had thought it was barred. All right? When you had looked at things and saw your failures, saw your upsets, saw your upheavals, and it's now like, no. Now the world opens in a way that I hadn't anticipated, in a way that I thought it could never. But it becomes my truth. It becomes my power. It becomes my brilliance. It becomes me. And as you're walking through doors that you thought were barred, seriously, you thought that they were barred. You thought that it was going to be a battle. There were dragons guarding them. And it was like, this way leads to dragons, to demons, to a sense of a battle really needing to be fought. That's at the root of it all. And you're going to find that it doesn't. It doesn't lead to that battle. It doesn't lead to that upheaval the way that you had imagined it. It is a lot more intense within your mind than it is within the reality. And it doesn't mean that it's not intense within your reality at all. It means that you do have the ability to slay the dragons, to open up the world to you in a profound and beautiful way, and to move forward in a truth that once did feel lost to you. And let's go deeper. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? Show me more deeply. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? Show me more deeply. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde? Show me more deeply. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And let's see the people you need to be mindful of during this time? Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of during Mercury retrograde? Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of during Mercury retrograde? Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of during Mercury retrograde? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. We're starting off here with the Princess of Pentacles. Now, I actually see this as somebody who you might very well describe them as a princess. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like whatever they want, whatever they demand, they get. But this is a nervous person. This is a person who, is always just a little bit on edge, a little bit. Is there a rabbit in here? No, but I'm seeing that type of energy around them. Oh, that's funny because there's the rabbit in the Queen of Pentacles. So there's something here about kind of like they freeze, scared rabbit, like the rabbit freezes and then the rabbit can run. So, if you're walking your dog and you come across a rabbit, sometimes they react so intensely because they're like, I can get it. And then the rabbit starts to run and it's like, oh, wow. So here it is looking at things and it's being open and it's being honest with yourself. This person is looking at things in a different way, and that's really going to intrigue you. They're also a earth sign energy, so what they say kind of makes sense to you. You can see it, but there is a sense here of not taking in their diva-ness, okay? Not taking in their nervous energy, not taking in, their doubts and their fears around money and prosperity. And then it leads you to the Strength card. Now, this is a Leo energy, right? Time frame July 23rd to August 22nd. This is a person who is going to believe that force can get things done. And it's not through kindness, through respect, through compassion, but through brute force that they will get to where it is that they need to be. And that's just really going against who you are and what you want from your life. And then it leads you to the Princess of Wands. This is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who is passionate, who is fiery, but again has this diva mentality around them. It can be, it can be that you're kind of like looking through YouTube or something pops up on your feed and the person is a diva. And, you're kind of entranced, but also you need to not fall into their trap. It can be something as innocuous as that, like seemingly benign, as simply watching something that brings into your head. It's like, wow, I should have more, or I should be moving forward this way. And, it makes you feel like you have less than you have. This person is not moving forward on the right path. They're looking at all the wrong things, just like the the Princess of Pentacles is. They're looking at the wrong things. And you have the queens that are in your corner here, really the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles really moving you towards the prosperity, towards the bounty that you want. Don't get caught up in kind of like the fly-by-night intensity or prosperity of things. So as we move deeper, we have the Page of Cups over the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. It is, again, that inspiration coming from the most unlikely of places. It's connecting with the water sign energy, connecting with the waters that move within you, your heart, your soul, yourself. And then it moves you as you look at everything that you've been through and you embrace this calm, this peace. It moves you forward in a way that you hadn't expected. And it's like all of a sudden things start changing, things start moving. And as you move forward, there is the Seven of Wands. It's like, pick your battles wisely. Pick your battles wisely and claim your truth with honor and dedication. Because there are always going to be people who are going to disagree with you, who are going to want to fight with you. And it's like, no, it's time to pick your battles wisely and move forward in that truth. And then we have the Ace of Swords. As you are patient and as you take in the Ace of Cups, this healing energy of cleansing, of emotional, understanding, as you go deeper, it brings a clarity into your mind. The Four of Chalices is the Four of Cups over the Sagittarius energy. A gift is handed to you as you look at things more openly and more honestly for yourself as you find that balance that you hadn't expected. And it's not going to be a showy cup or, anything. Divinity is handing you this gift in a way that isn't showy, that can be easily overlooked. And then it brings you to the Ace of Cups, which is, again, within the line of the heart. So there's this cleansing, there's this beauty, there's this truth that comes in. You're definitely taking this gift. Again, as we go deeper, the Ace of Swords right now is permeating this whole entire time, though it isn't being taken quite yet. And this is a sense here that the mind and the heart come together. But the heart is so important for you. The emotions, the truths, the deeper depth of feeling. And the cleansing away of the negative shroud that has been around you. You then have the Two of Pentacles over the Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups. You have here a needing to balance yourself because you have nightmares and you have a sense of being a student of your prosperity, of being a student of the way that your heart needs to move forward. And you're going to try and balance these two things, but both can be astoundingly draining. You need to balance and center yourself. It then moves you to, as everything starts to, pick up and move forward, it moves you to the Wheel of Fortune, to things changing, and to you moving forward in this change. And as you do so, the world opens up and justice comes in, and justice balances you, okay, and guides you to what is more. Awesome. So here, let's go through. Student of your heart, inwardly. Like in your inner self, you're looking and saying, what feels right? Why do I need to move forward this way emotionally? What is right for me? And as you say this, as you see this, things start moving forward more quickly. Things start heading forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated, in a way that you hadn't expected. And it leads you, and I like that countdown from the 8 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. It leads you to moving forward in passion and creativity. But it also leads you to kind of standing there and say, I need to defend myself. I need to defend who I am and where I'm heading and what I want. And, you become, I love that, the centaur here, and you're the knight. So you're becoming one with the horse. You're becoming one with the powerful way that you move forward. But you're going to see that there's the innate reaction to fight, to sit there and say, this is my truth, and I will fight and defend it. I will fight and move forward in it. I will fight and it will be. And it's like, don't. Stand up for your truth, yes. Don't be a doormat, absolutely. But the fight, the anger, we have enough of that in this world. We don't need to add to it. We just don't. It's sitting there and saying, okay, you know what? In divine time, I know things move forward. And I will stand in my truth, and I will not be wavering in who I am and the way that I want to move forward. But I will also not be giving my power to small-minded people who just don't understand. The Ace of Swords. Now, if you take it subconsciously here in this deck, that would be awesome. But you kind of take it because you have the King of Swords in the main deck, okay, in the main part of the reading. But it's permeating everything. As you go deeper, you're going to feel at times like the gift that comes in and the way that you use it. There's going to be like hints of it every now and then, like hints of when you've grabbed the sword, you know the truth, you've cut through doubts and fears. But there are also going to be times where you feel as if it's so far away. Let yourself move kindly with this, with the cutting through of doubts and fears, with the knowing your mind, with the, embracing what is so important for you. And as you claim this, you claim you. And as you cut through the sorrows and the doubts, and as you let yourself discover, it's like clearing away in the forest. It doesn't mean that you have to hack down the forest, but it's like you push it back. And it's like, oh my gosh, I see more clearly. I see beauty that I hadn't thought would be a part of me. And it leads you to divinity handing you a gift in the most unlikely of ways, but in the most powerful of ways. And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful with the Four of Cups. And it comes, and the way I've been seeing the Four of Cups lately is that it's not the gift that we think it's going to be. It's not the way we think it's going to be. It's not wrapped all in golden paper and making us think, oh my gosh, what is in here? But it's very subtle. It's very gentle. It's very It's very beautiful in its simplicity. But because we're human beings and we like things to be bright and shiny and ooh and eyeing, we forget that there can be such beauty in simplicity. And then it's taking that cup. It is moving forward in that truth of, oh goodness, in that truth of the heart and of the soul and of the self, as we look at things more openly and more honestly, as the waters wash over us, as the heart connects with the mind. And really, that's how you slay the dragon. It's like, that's how you move forward in your passionate power, in your beautiful truth, in your graceful understanding. And there is a sense here of needing to come to a balance. You're going to be trying to do everything, and the one thing you're going to forget to balance, and the one person you're going to forget to balance is you. And it's like, no, enough is enough. A balancing, an understanding, a blessing is coming over you, and it's leading you forward. You have to stabilize yourself first, or else you'll miss it. You just will. And you'll be so tired and so intent on everything else that you will miss this beauty, this passion, and this brilliance. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. And it's a powerful change. It's a profound change. At times you feel like you're on a roller coaster ride during this Mercury retrograde, but it's opening up doors that were locked. It's seeing things differently. It's entering into a new season, which brings justice, which brings balance, which brings a harmony into your life and guides you in your truth. Now let's see what your spirit guide animals have to say. Your spirit animals, there we go. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? Ooh, I do apologize if I sneeze. I'm trying not to. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. These three. Oh, I love how everything has been three. That's very, very divine. So we have the fox spirit. Think on your feet. Think on your feet, because the world comes quickly at you. And there's going to be this elasticity of mind that is really needed. This sense of being able to kind of move out of ruts. It's kind of like the way things always have been done. You're going to see yourself challenging it a bit, like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to really embrace where you stand and what you stand for, and to think on your feet, to be inspired, and to have that passion move you forward. And then you have the dolphin spirit. This and that are true. And they are. There's this way of seeing things and there's that way of seeing things, and both hold their validity. But you have to move forward in a gracing of your peace. You're jumping over that lotus flower, a centering of the soul and of the self. And then it moves you to the seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. Watch and wait. You will be surprised at what develops and how it develops for you. Oh, goodness. Oh, good. There we go. All right. So let's see what your subconscious has to say. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the wombat spirit. Be at home. Be at home within yourself. Be at home within your soul and your understanding. It then leads you to the subconscious person message, which is the King of Pentacles. It is you as a king, claiming your passion, claiming your power. And you have the king and the queen right there. So the person who aids you, you have a soulmate connection to. It could be the love of your life, most definitely. It could be somebody that your soul has known before. And that's how I view soulmates, like a person that our soul has known before and feels connected to. In a very good way. It could be also in a negative way. But there is this sense of that connection. And I do see it as, since this is in the aiding part of this reading, I do see it as a very good way that you are moving forward. There's a greater connection. There's a coming together with your sacred feminine and your sacred masculine, moving you forward and moving you to a new understanding. And by the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine, I mean the feminine and masculine aspects of ourselves. It doesn't have to come from another person at all. it then moves you to your subconscious chakra message, which is self-mastery. And this is the solar plexus chakra. And this is things falling, it's falling into alignment. And it's you falling into alignment with yourself, a mastery of your soul, a mastery of yourself, a mastery of your power, a mastery of your brilliance, a mastery of your truth. And it's no longer feeling helpless. It's moving from victim to victor. And it can take time, it can take years, but it's that first step. And it's also that conscious, declaration of truth. It then moves you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Eight of Swords. Now, you have a repeat of the number 8 here, so during this time, you can take this time astoundingly seriously, which is not a bad thing, but yeah, you can be taking it just a little bit too seriously. So kind of stepping back from that intensity, yeah. But there's also a sense here with the Eight of Swords, like your mind can become your own worst enemy, overthinking, overanalyzing, worrying, doubting, fearing, and you have the Nine of Swords in the main part of your reading. So to have the Nine of Swords being the main part of your reading, and then subconscious, the Eight of Swords, our own doubts, our own fears, keeping us paralyzed, it can rob you of the beauty of this time. It can rob you of the way the doors open and the power that you step into. And that would be a pity. That would be a pity. There's also a sense here of, with the repeat of the number 8, okay, of a connection with the sacred feminine. 8 is a feminine number, but also if you can kind of not take things so seriously, like take the joy and the beauty out of it, there is this sense of good luck and blessings being around you. And there's also good luck and blessings around you anyway, so don't think that can be negated. And then we have the Six of Swords. It is taking everything that you know, everything that you've learned, and it's moving forward. And it's a journey that is unexpected, but subconsciously, it's like you're ready for it. And you can find that your subconscious, kind of wars with yourself, because one part is like stagnation, it's kind of like staying stuck. And the other part is movement, is freedom, is, this coming together of what you desire and what you want and what you need. And so they can war with each other until you step into your grace, until you, rectify the both of them. And they're both aspects of the mind. So I would highly recommend a meditation, just as sitting back and seeing yourself move towards what it is that you've been working hard at, what it is that you want. But also, as you visualize this, just sitting back, visualizing yourself moving forward towards what you truly want in life. See how you feel first, and name the anxieties that come. Name the doubts, the fears, after the initial excitement. Because there is always, especially if you have a really big dream that you were born with, that you've developed over time, there can be these really big fears, because they're part of our life purpose to achieve these goals, to move forward in this way. And so everything that can stop us kind of gets thrown at us to say, are you going to live this dream? Or are you going to let it die in this life too? And so here it's facing the doubts, the fears, the anger, the upsets, the different faces of your own subconscious self that is prohibiting you from moving forward. And it's confronting that energy, and it's stepping into your power. Yeah. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we watch ourselves, as we see ourselves stepping forward into the beauty of our dreams, into the hopes of our souls, into the power of ourselves. And we will stumble along the way. Our words will get lost in our own throats. But we are still moving forward. Do not discredit yourself just because you are human and you stumble along your path. Hold your head up high, claim your purpose, and claim your truth. All right, Capricorn. Take a nice deep breath in exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.